How you doing, guys? I want to talk about the 2004, 2006, 1000 Fireblade Honda. I want to give you my experience on the clutch system that I had trouble with, so you guys could avoid buying a new clutch pack. Um, so you could save some money there. I bought this bike not long ago, and I've done some work to it. But when I bought it, I went through two actual clutch packs, because I couldn't diagnose the issue right. So with these bikes, especially old bikes like these, they they have a lot of miles, most of them. So you're gonna have to before you take the clutch apart, because I'm assuming you're watching this video because either your clutch is slipping or we're having trouble shifting gears or something. So if it is slipping, I'm gonna tell you something to check before you actually take the cover off and change the plates. When you actually, before you do that, check the slave cylinder. Before you do that, it's a lot easier to take out, and especially if it's leaking. You have the two seals inside the piston that comes in and out, either cut because of the debris gets between the wall and the cylinder, and when it moves in and out, the seals touch the debris, the dirt, and they tend to be where time they get cut, and that starts the whole problem with the air coming in to the system, and actually the dirt actually clogs the pistons from moving in and out. So that's something to actually, so you could check, take the slave cylinder out, take it apart, and check that slave cylinder, because what happened to me was the slave cylinder was there was a bunch of debris in here, and when the bike gets hot, if you experience this, it's gonna be just like yours. When it gets hot and you sixth gear or fifth gear and you punch it and it slips, most likely it's gonna be your slave cylinder that's gonna be clogged up. Because what happens is, when it gets clogged up, the air and debris, especially air, gets inside this line, creates pressure, and doesn't let that actual piston comes actual back and engage. When it moves back, the push rod moves back, so the clutch pack goes in. So when actually it doesn't let the clutch actually go engage fully. So just something you could do so you could a quick fix for us guys, the DIY guys, they don't want to waste any money. Fix it yourself. You could take this out, clean the seals just like I did. Even though my seals are bad, I cleaned them, lubricate them before I put them in. And if you don't know how to take this apart, there's a bunch of videos on it, and you can take this apart, clean it out, lubricate the seals, put it back in, clean the push rod just in case it's dirty. There's debris in there. It's very easy. These bolts, take these bolts out, take these out from the slave cylinder, comes out. And I highly suggest to actually take the master cylinder out, clean it as well. Most likely, if that's dirty, the slave cylinder, the master is going to be dirty also. So take the master out, take it apart. It's going to be like a little rod that moves in and out here. If it's full of debris, especially from that part here, this actually like a rubber gasket. It's like a grommet that actually protects debris from coming in, and it does its job. But with time, it doesn't matter. It will get dirty, and that piston, when it moves, it's like a little piston. When it moves in and out, this will actually creates the pressure from the line, and it goes down to the slave cylinder. But when there's debris in there, same thing happens. It gets clogged up, and it's actually a small what do you call this? A small hole on the fluid reservoir. It's like a pressure relief. When it builds up pressure, that hole release pressure for that push rod to come back and push on the slave cylinder, so this slave cylinder could do its job and move in and out. But if that hole is clogged up, that small little hole, because you got the hole for the fluid and you have a small hole for the pressure. If that hole is plugged up, she's not moving in and out. She's gonna get clogged up, and it's not gonna work. So take this apart, clean it up. I being a dumbass, I bought the rebuild kit for this. Still have it there, brand new. But I took it apart, cleaned it, put it back together. Worked just as fine. Same thing with the slave cylinder. Take it apart, clean it. It's gonna work. If you have bad seals in here, because she did, the seals, when they get clogged up, they tend to leak. So if you clean the seals, and you put everything back together, because the seals, they have to go a certain way. I wish I could take it apart for you, but when I rebuild this kit again, I'm gonna do a video on it so I can show you guys. Because I have the parts there too, and I have to rebuild it eventually. But the seals have to go in a certain way. Just take a picture before you take it apart. The seals apart, you take them out to clean them. Take a picture, and then go by that and reference, so you don't put it backwards. Because then you'll be a field full of dicks. So to get that apart, there's a snap ring in there. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. And that comes out, and then the actual, it's like a push rod that moves in and out. It acts like a piston with some seals on it, and that pushes the pressure in and out. But if you take the slave cylinder out, rebuild this also. That's gonna solve your problem for the high pressure building up and not letting the slave cylinder come in and out. Also, for you guys having a power commander, I highly suggest, especially for these years, for these fire blades, to actually cut the actual tail cover. These coolers, the air ram cooler things for the tail, they have this this actual piece inside that it lets some air come in. I cut those shits because this bike gets real hot real quick, especially on the tail pipes. They got hot real quick. I know you guys are gonna say, "Oh, well, you have a pipe like that." I like it like that. It sounds amazing like that. It's kind of annoying for people, but it's my bike, and I like it like that. I want it to sound like a goddamn drag car, like a funny car. I like it like that, and it gets real hot real quick. My suggestion: if you have a power commander, cut the little the little plastic covers they're having here, so full air will come in. Because if that plastic cover reduces the air a whole lot. If you take that out, this piece here is gonna be a lot cooler. Trust me. You don't want your power commander to get warped up. It's gonna get warped, and later on, if you want to resell it, you can, because most of the people are not gonna buy it. Plus, it might get damaged. So to avoid that, when I took this out, it reduces the temperature by at least 6%. And also go save you your tail light for getting for those guys having take out the heat shield and having it and having that straight pipe coming out, or at least you have that original pipe here that goes down here. If you still have the heat shield, you I guess you'll be okay. But still, if you want your stuff to run right and a lot cooler, take that out, man. It's gonna help you a lot. And I highly suggest to actually to wrap your headers. It helps a lot. It's a lot of work, but trust me, you could do it in a couple of hours, and it helps a lot. I'm doing the clear cover for the clutch, and my suggestion is, when you do this, do it with an impact wrench or impact driver, because when you start putting those bolts back on, you're not gonna have enough time for the silicone to dry up, especially with the hex key. If your bolts are the bolts are actual head bolts, you're not gonna have enough time. And do it with an impact driver. If not, you're gonna do what happened to me and take out the silicone and put it back on again. Take out the silicone, put it back on again. So avoid that headache. Do it right. All right, take care, guys.